Author's House.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Books of the Month. I'm your host, Dr. O.C. Pringle, and once again, just as the other episodes, we have another outstandingly talented author, Roland Zimany. Listen, the title of his book, this is going to get you preachers. It is Sermons with Insight. Welcome, Roland. How are you today?
Well, I'm doing fine. I'm glad you've invited me to be in this program.
Well, it's an honor to have you, man. Listen, you've got some good stuff going here with this book. Is it okay to call you Roland, or you want me to call you Pastor Zimany?
Roland is fine.
Roland is fine. Listen, Roland, of course, I'm here at the studio. You're at home. Exactly where are you located?
In Urbandale, Iowa.
Oh, wow. That sounds like some beautiful country, man.
It's right outside of Des Moines. So
okay.
It's in the city area.
Got you. The suburbs of Des Moines.
That's right.
I've never been there, but I've heard a lot of great things about it, Roland. Listen, tell us a little bit about yourself so our viewers will know who Roland Zimany is. Just a little bit about yourself.
Well, after college at Princeton, I worked for 12 years at business.
Well, did you say Princeton?
New York City. What did you say?
Did you say Princeton?
I said Princeton.
I salute you, sir. Okay, go right ahead.
Okay. 12 years with business and government in New York City, the last part of which had me with the National Urban League for a year. I then made a big career change and went to Union Theological Seminary in New York. Then down to Duke University for a PhD in religion. What's interesting is neither at Union nor at Duke did I take a course in preaching. So what you've got is somebody who looks like a clergyman but has lots of background that isn't part of being the clergy. But the sermons do come out being sermons. They're definitely not anything unusual about that feature.
Wow.
And they've gotten some good write-ups. You want me to talk about them?
Well, first of all, I congratulate you on all of your accomplishments and your life, and your young life, and Princeton and Duke. Man, listen, you've done it all. I congratulate you. Awesome. Definitely, you know what you're talking about here while writing this book. What was your inspiration for writing this book? Was it your 5 years in pastoring, or what was your inspiration?
Yes, these are simply sermons that I gave during the 5 years that I was a pastor. This is not a standard book where you ask for what is what's the book all about. I mean, the book consists of, I don't know, I didn't count them, but lots of sermons arranged in the order of the church year. And I think there are so many insights in it. I think that anyone who's a clergyman would want to get hold of the book. But then as I looked through it the last month or so, I've been reading one sermon a day to remind myself what's in it. And I could see anybody teaching Sunday school or confirmation, they could find something in that book that would be useful to them. The author of Mercer University Press said, "There are excellent sermons in this collection, many that need to be heard and read time and again." And what's interesting is he didn't even decide to publish the book because he didn't think most people buy books of sermons nowadays. So he didn't have to say that at all. I sent the manuscript to the professor of preaching at Duke Divinity School, who was never a pastor or professor of mine, but he wrote and said, Roland Zimany is a theologically well-informed, biblically adept, gifted communicator of the Christian faith. The sermons and lectures in this book are not only substantial, but also engaging. How refreshing it is to be encountered by a preacher who loves the congregation enough to tell them the truth about God in all its richness and demanding depth. Well, I've just got to say, I think that's all true. And that's why I'm taking these steps to get some advertising for the book.
Well, listen, it's definitely worth getting out. And as you stated earlier, pastors would appreciate this. Even if you're a Sunday school teacher, anyone that's interested in the Bible, in the Word of God, in preaching and spreading the gospel, an evangelist perhaps, of course, they would appreciate this creation of yours. This is good stuff, and I'm glad you saw fit to put it in book form and share it. And a lot of pastors out there, Roland, they don't save sermons like this, to be honest with you. They deliver the sermon and lay it aside, but you took the time to preserve this information, because what was good on that Sunday, it is still good to this day. Would you agree with that?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Certainly. So these reviews that you've been getting from different individuals, they are true. I took a look at your book, man, and I'm telling you, you're correct. It's a lot of there are a lot of sermons in there. Now, I'm a pastor too, in case you didn't know that. And don't be surprised if I don't look at your book one day and try to, I won't commit plagiarism, okay? Spiritual plagiarism, but may just get some good information from that. The church that you pastored, have you gotten anyone to take a look at the book, or has anyone purchased it or read your book?
Yes, because I've sent copies to a number of the people in the church, and I've sent announcements to a lot of friends of mine about the book being available. Now, for better or worse, this all happened 6 years ago. I mean, this book only was published in 2015. So I guess the question becomes, is it even available for purchase at this point? I understand that it should be, but I don't know really the answer to that.
Well, do you have a website available?
I have an email address, if that's what you mean.
Okay. Tell you what, why don't you give your email address, and we're going to make sure our viewers see that at the bottom of the screen. What's your email address where someone will be able to email you and request a copy? What's your email address, Roland?
B as in Barbara, then ZIMANY at AOL.com.
Well, there it is, right there at the bottom of the screen. To all of our viewers who are interested, I'm challenging every pastor. Listen, I'm talking to those pastors who tend to watch this show every week. We have faithful viewers, Roland, and I'm sure somebody's going to be emailing you to purchase a copy of this phenomenal collection of sermons. How much is your book? What's the investment?
I think I don't know the answer to that. I'm just looking at the book right now. I don't see. It says here $18.95.
Okay.
So, at least when it came out 5 years ago, that's what they were charging.
Well, it's well worth that. It's well worth that.
I agree.
It's well worth that, without a doubt. What are your plans from this point moving forward? What are your plans concerning this book or future writings, possibly?
No, I do not. I've been doing some substitute preaching now that I'm not a full-time pastor. But in terms of book publication, if this can get spread around, I've got it in the local library. Some relatives own it, but if it could get spread around, then I think that's what I want to see happen.
Well, certainly. Well, being on this show, Dr. Pringle interviewing you, That is a big push for your book, man. I promise you, you're going to get a really pleasing response from this. Do you have a favorite sermon in the book? Is there such thing? Do you have a favorite sermon?
I'm going to have to say no. They're all very good.
They're all very good.
Now, if you had asked me in advance, I might have thought through and found something, but right offhand, why are you asking? What if I said yes?
If you said yes, I would want to know which one it is.
Oh, okay.
I would simply know which one it is. And of course, hearing that, our viewers they're going to want to purchase it just to see what Roland is talking about when it comes to his favorite sermon. But you have something there on faith.
Faith, yes, indeed.
You have something there on hope.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, that's good enough right there for me, man, because that is something that is much needed in today's world. We need more faith, we need more hope, and I promise you, there's something in that collection of sermons that's dealing with love.
Yes, indeed.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Well,
that's because God is.
Our readers, they're going to enjoy this. And I'm encouraging every single one of our viewers out there, you're a pastor, a bishop, an evangelist, prophet, Sunday school teacher. You may not even be a minister at all. You're possibly just a lover of the word of God. You appreciate good preaching and good teaching. I want you to email our guest to get a copy of this book. Listen, it's only an investment a little over 18. Okay, so it's not a whole lot of money, but it's this man has poured his heart into this, and so his heart, that which God calls to migrate to his mind and spirit. Listen, he placed it on paper just for you viewers, so you'll be blessed by it also for years and years and years to come. And so I encourage every single one of you to contact our special guest on this particular segment and purchase a copy of the book. I'm sure you have a whole lot of copies waiting to go out, right?
Wrong.
Wrong?
That's right. I mean, it's been 5 years since the book first came out. There's going to have to be some more reprinting done, and what your program is hopefully going to do is to generate the need for more printing. So when I get an email from somebody, I'm not going to be able to put something in the mail, but I am going to be able to get the wheels turning for publication to take place.
Well, that sounds good right there, Roland. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you to my faithful viewers for watching. Well, there you have it. Our guest, Roland Zimany, the author of Sermons with Insight. Listen, again, you see the email at the bottom of the screen. Go ahead and email Roland. Order your copy today. Listen, don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back with our next guest. You don't want to miss this, okay? God bless you. After word from our sponsors. We'll be right back.